when we started putting pen to paper and kind of tweaking some of the stuff we were already making for mass use, you know, there's a lot of products that are the same. We didn't want to compete with the big protein companies of the world. We really wanted to create products that were different. You know, products that you didn't have to have 20 bottles in your gym bag, you know, to get the same results. We wanted 2 bottles. And so it was, how can we make the best product that people really know what they're putting in their body? And so we kind of had like 3 things, you know, quality, transparency of, you know, you pick up a lot of products and there's proprietary blends on it and you go, I don't know how much of this I'm taking, and they call it in the industry, they call it fairy dusting, so that they may take a very expensive raw material and they may have a proprietary blend that's 5,000 milligrams. And they'll put 2 milligrams of the most expensive ingredient in that proprietary blend to then market that they have that ingredient. And then a lot of times there's stuff that's completely enlisted. And that's where you get a lot of the products, like Jake was talking about, where they're actually methamphetamine type substances, and these pre-workouts or energy formulas, people don't even know what they're taking. Fortunately and unfortunately, companies get busted all the time for doing stuff like that. So somebody takes one of these products and like, oh man, it really worked, you know? Yeah, no wonder it worked. There's some pretty bad stuff in there. But yeah, so we wanted to have the quality, we wanted to have the transparency, we wanted people to be able to trust what they were putting in their body, and then the education. You know, we really wanted to stand behind our ingredients and have just these complete formulas. So, you know, we dove in to make a natural pre-workout product. So, you know, we have people that use it whether they're going out for a long, you know, 50, 100-mile bike ride, or they're about to do a weight session, either one. And it was, how can we create products that you know, similar to somebody said earlier, not the shotgun approach necessarily, but still effective for a wide range of disciplines. So that's what we created with our first product. We launched 2 at one time, a pre-workout and then a post-workout recovery formula. And that was, again, trying not to compete with the proteins of the world. How can we make a product that really, you know, a lot of people were if they wanted like optimal recovery, we're carrying a few different things with them to the gym. It was, we can put all this in one package, make it better than those, and that's what we did. So we have a product called Moxie and a product called Rally.
So you guys have benefited from somebody a lot of people in this group know very well, the mentorship of Lauren Cook. Tell us a little bit about that relationship.
Well, I met him through Josh here.
Yeah, I've known Lauren for, I guess, a little over 4 years now. We met through a mutual friend, his personal trainer, and Adam and I became friends when Carolina and I were in Houston. I was actually playing at a golf club where Adam was a trainer also. And probably within the first 6 weeks of knowing Adam, I met Lauren. And while we lived in Houston, we just hung out, always talked about business ideas. You know, we go to Top Golf, which started down in Texas, and just talk about crazy business stuff, you know. And then when the time came for Jake and I to do this, we really, you know, sought out his advice, and
Yeah,
it's been
he's a great guy to have on board. Couldn't have done it without him.
Pivotal along the way, for sure.
Yeah, he's a great guy to have on board, accounting, legal, both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's your biggest opportunity in 2016 based on where the company is right now?
Yeah, biggest opportunity. We got so many things in the works kind of right now, and just so many, you know, these things are great because they're basically like accountability for us. This is my 3rd, this is his 4th, but I remember when he went to his first one last year in Phoenix, he was like, you know, I'm showing up here with all these big business owners and entrepreneurs, and, you know, they asked me what do I do, and at that time, 2Fit was just an idea, so he was like, well, I kind of have an idea for a business, but it's not really anything
It always starts
right now. Yeah. And so now it's actually, fast forward a year later, it's actually come to fruition. We have actual, you know, product in hand. We're an actual company. We have, you know, accounts in all the major markets in Texas. We're picking up gyms and clinics in Alabama, some here in Florida. We've got some hits from Ontario. So, but yeah. And if people have heard of the Spartan race, it's a big obstacle course race. It's actually worldwide. And they have a pretty lengthy kind of approval process, and you have to meet some certain criteria your actual products do, and able to get on board with those guys and be sponsored, sponsor at their events. And so I started that process with these guys a long time ago, trying to get us into that door. And so we finally got approved maybe about a month ago, and it's still been a very long process, even like nailing down what events we can go to, what products you can have at those events, because these big national brands have exclusivity in certain, hydration is a category that you can have exclusivity in, things like that. But anyhow, long story short, we're approved with those guys for the full races in Texas this year, and there's 15,000 to 20,000 people at every single one of those events. And so basically every racer that goes by will get, a sample of our pre-workout before the race, and then rally, the recovery products right there waiting on them after. So that's going to be the hugest probably exposure event for us in this next year.
That's great.